So welcome to everybody joining me for this week's practice. And for this week's practice, you will need some bricks. I have 2 yoga bricks. You might not have those. So you might use books. You might use a soup can, anything that can just make your arms a little bit longer. And then we're going to begin this practice today, if it's comfortable, in child's pose. So please note the if it's comfortable, because sometimes, certainly if I've been going to the gym a lot, it's not comfortable for me. My calves feel tight. So to make it more comfortable, you might have a cushion just beneath your thighs and your calf muscles. And if that's still not comfortable, then just please sit. And we're going to take our third eye, that little space between the eyebrows, onto a brick or the floor. So if for any reason you think, oh, I don't like this, please do sit up. Otherwise, just allow the forehead to rest on the earth. And as you take a full deep breath in through the nose, feel the breath filling up the back of your body. And as you breathe out, soften the hips. So I'm going to sit up now and talk to you. Please stay where you are. So there is a quote from the psychologist Carl Jung. He who looks outside dreams, he who looks inside awakes. And today's practice is all about really slowing down to access what's going on inside. So it's going to be a very slow meditative flow today. And we'll begin that by establishing a breathing pattern. So breathing in through the nostrils. Feel yourself fill up from the inside out. As you breathe out, can you soften the hips, soften the face. And in this pose of child's pose, we're kind of coming into a quiet space. We're not being distracted by things around us. So check in today how you feel. What is your interior world? Are you feeling agitated, restless, calm? Not really sure. Just notice. And when we begin our yoga practice from a place of awareness, we're able to respond to what it is that we really need from the practice. We can use it as a form of medicine. So without the need to change anything, judge anything, fix anything, take 3 to 4 more very, very full breaths. And when we go to a gym, we do exercise classes for a workout. Yoga is really a work-in. So just time now to carve out to be with yourself in this really slow flow practice today. 2 more really full deep breaths. So when life speeds up, it's a really nice antidote to slow down. So let's just stay in child's pose now. You might remove the brick from beneath your forehead. Just move your right hand to the right, so slightly off your yoga mat if you have one, and then take the left hand on top. Keep the chin tucked, keep the elbows wide, so lots of space for the neck. And we're just lengthening the left side body. Take a full breath into the left side. And as you breathe out, can you soften the left hip a little closer to the left heel? And just visualize there's a little balloon in your lower left waist. And as you inhale, it fills up. As you exhale, it deflates. One more full, slow breath. And going slow, of course, doesn't mean easy, so don't be fooled. We'll still do some strength work. Let's move our left hand over now and let the right hand sit on top. And then ever so slightly take your right waist back, tuck your chin and breathe all the way down the right side of your body. And take 2 more of those. Imagine that little balloon now move to the right waist. And then come back to center and just wiggle the fingers now as far forward as you can. Come up onto the fingertips and then roll your outer shoulders down. Feel the shoulders start to wake up. And then with an in-breath, slowly make your way up onto all fours. So however you're breathing, try and slow it down. As you breathe in now, slowly drop the tummy. Lift your third eye to the sky. As you exhale, pull the tummy in. Bring the third eye to look between the thighs. And take 3 really slow cat and cows like this. Just waking up the body, waking up the spine. And sometimes when we want to go inside, it can really be a nice thing to close the eyes, to really get a sense of what you're feeling, rather than worrying what the pose looks like. So adding on to this now, as we round into the upper back, we're going to sit back onto the heels again. As we inhale, we come back onto all fours. 2 more of those, rounding back, sit back onto the heels, breathing in back onto all fours. You can stay here or add on again. So as we round back, we sit on the heels. We inhale, come back onto all fours. Then we tuck the toes and press ourselves back into down dog. And then we inhale, come back onto the knees. So find your rhythm. Inhale, lift the heart. Breathing out, sit back onto the heels. Inhale, lift the heart, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. So with your breath, breathing in, knees land. Exhale, we sit back onto the heels. Inhale, we lift our heart, all fours. Exhale, downward facing dog. Try 1 more of those without me talking to you. Find your own way. And let your rhythm of the breath dictate your own speed, not mine. So next time you're in down dog, see if you can stay there. Spread your fingers really wide, press down into each knuckle pad, and then lift your heels as high as you can. Take a breath. And now only drop your right heel down. And then take a breath. We tend to whiz through this. Can you feel all those muscles in the back of the right leg? Really feel them now as you breathe. Now lift the right heel up, press the left heel down, and really feel those left muscles. And if they're tight, thank them for the great job they do carrying you around. Now lift up both of the heels, deep, deep breath. And then we're going to drop back onto the knees. So take a moment to check your shoulders. We want the hands to be wider than the shoulders, and then roll your shoulders back. That gives you plenty of space there for breathing. So let's bring that right leg back now and really kick back with the heel. Have the toes turning down and gaze forward. As you exhale, round into your upper back as you bring the knee towards your nose. Inhale, extend the leg back. And do that 1 more time. And now as that right leg comes back, we're going to take the left arm in front. And as the left arm reaches forward, kick back with the right heel and take a deep breath as you lengthen the spine. Now take your left hand down as we flip onto our side body. So the right foot is pressed down, the whole right foot, the little toe side especially. It's behind the left foot. And then we sweep the right arm up to the sky. Feel like you're lifting out of your left shoulder to reach into your right fingers. Now, if you can you gaze to your right thumb? And as you take a big, deep breath, spread the right palm. And then really slowly bring the right arm up and over your ear. And as the right arm reaches over your ear, press into the outside edge of the right foot. And now breathe fully into your right lung. So this is stretching your right hip. How does that feel? Check in. If you wish to strengthen it, lift up your right leg. And as you spread the toes, reach into the fingers, pull your tummy in for support. So this is a real challenge now for your outer hip. Maybe you're going to take that right foot forward as if you're about to kick something. Maybe you take the right leg back. Obviously, you don't do this if your foot's on the floor. Try it 1 more time. Can you perhaps even touch the foot? And when we go slow, it's really hard. So just have one more practice of that. 1 more breathing in. And this can trigger a cramp, so big apologies if it's done that. And now just pause, find your balance, deep breath. Then take the right hand down and the right leg behind you. So as the right leg comes behind you now, the toes are down. Press your right heel back. So again, feel those muscles in the back of the right leg. And this might be a deep enough stretch, or you might choose to lift up your left knee and your left foot. So suddenly we're using our core strength now. Spread your fingers wide as you root down and gaze forward as you take one deep breath. And bring it all down. Take the left knee down, take the right knee down. Here we are again in all fours. One round of cat and cow. Inhale, heart lifts, belly drops. Exhale, round into your upper back. And then come back up again into downward facing dog. And as you press the floor away, just notice both legs. Are they the same? Are they different? Roll the shoulders back. Just feel those muscles down the back of the legs again as you take a breath. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, drop the heels. And then once again, let's come back onto all fours. I'm going to spin round now so I can still face the camera. So from here, let's take that left leg back this time. Turn the toes down. Pull the tummy in. And as you exhale, knee to nose, round into your upper back. Inhale, left leg extends. Nice, slow, steady breath. Exhale, knee to nose. One more time. Inhale, leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. And as the left leg comes back, we spread the toes and now we add the right arm. So lift those lower ribs up to support your back. And as you reach forward, kick back, take a full breath. And then we swap hands. As the right hand comes down, the left foot lines up with the right foot and we take the left arm up. So check your right shoulder. Can you roll the shoulder in? Make sure you're really supporting yourself here. And then bring your awareness to the left palm as you spread it. Can you feel the energy there? Can you feel the tingles? Take a breath. And then look to the left thumb as you direct the arm all the way up and over your ear. And feel the stretch in the left hip. When we're feeling, we're not thinking. So this is another way that we come inside. Maybe close your eyes. And same option, perhaps you lift up the left leg. So pull the tummy in, cinch in the waist. Feel this strength of the left hip now. And very slowly, can you bring the left foot in front of you and then back again. So really strengthening that muscle. Take two more of those. Maybe you tap the toes. Maybe you don't. Again, so just really acknowledging what the body wants to do. Just knock my orchid over there. And pause. So take one more deep, deep breath. And then bring the left hand down as the left leg comes behind you. So same thing, we're stretching the muscles in the back of the left leg. So kick that left heel back. Option to lift a right knee and right ankle. Gaze forward as you lengthen the neck and take two breaths. So are your hands supporting you? Really root down into each fingertip. And drop both knees down. And when you're ready, let's come back again into downward facing dog. So take a moment to feel everything that roots you to the earth in this moment. Feel the hands, feel the feet. So you can come back to all fours on your knees if this is too strong. Otherwise, breathe slowly forward as you come into a plank pose. Then come back to downward facing dog with your breath. Breathe in, come forward, long spine. Breathe out, come back, downward facing dog. And some days we need to be more restful. So drop to the knees if that's one of those days. Otherwise, we're doing one more of these. And then next time you're in plank, just stay there. Spread your hands wide and shift the weight slowly, gently over the wrists. And then come back a little bit using your heels. So breathe in, shoulders shift forward. Exhale, heels push you back. And now let's drop onto our tummy. So dropping the knees down, roll onto your thighs, feel the pubic bone and then the chest. And take the legs behind you. We'll begin with a Sphinx pose. Can you take the elbows underneath your shoulders? Feel like you're pulling your heart forward as you traction the lower back. Close your eyes. And take your awareness to that space between the eyebrows, the third eye center. And there's always colors and textures there, just noticing. And take a full deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just say to yourself, I am here. I am present. So how is your back today? Maybe this is strong enough, in which case you stay there. Otherwise, we're going to come down and wiggle the hands further behind us. The hands are now going to be level with our upper chest. Squeeze those elbows back and behind you. And as you breathe in, lift your heart as you press into the hands. Curling up. Keep the gaze in that third eye space. Slowly come down and do that 2 more times. Nice and slow today. When we move fast, we don't always have time to breathe as deeply as we can. And it's the breath that does us good. One more breath. Exhale, come down. And then very gently again, we're going to make our way into downward facing dog. So remember, the name of the game today is to slow down. And most of us are pretty rubbish at that. So pausing in downward facing dog, just have a look between your knees. Press those heels down. And breathe in as you lift the right leg up. Spread the right toes. As you exhale, right toe taps down. Inhale, right leg lengthens up again. Exhale, right leg taps down. Final time, breathing in. And just stay here with the leg lifted. Firm up both of your arms and take a full deep breath. As you exhale, look towards the hands and see if you can step the foot between the hands. And sometimes we need to give it a little helping hand there. So make sure the knee is always over the ankle. So here you might need your bricks to place your fingers on, or you might use the floor. As you breathe in, lengthen the spine, lift the heart, let the left thigh drop. As you breathe out, can you straighten the right leg? And that might be a little or a lot. Breathe in, bend. Exhale, straighten. So same muscles, the hamstrings working here. Breathing in, bend. Breathing out, can you straighten the leg and just soften the shoulders? Often we tense here. Can you take 2 deep breaths? And then rebend that right knee, drop the left knee down. And we're going to hook our thumbs today. Hook your thumbs and sweep them up overhead. And roll the shoulders back now. Lift your heart, lengthen into the fingers. And can you just come up and down a little bit? So breathing in, not so deep. Breathing out, really allow the hips to melt towards the earth. Do that 2 more times. And pause there as you dip as deeply as you can. Now curl the heart up towards the sky and take 2 deep breaths into your upper chest. And then circle the arms behind you now, interlace them, roll the shoulders back. And as you lift up, just soften the center of your chest. Perhaps you can slide the hands a little further back now and just breathing into the shoulders. And then gently, gently come forward. Frame your front foot. Let's come back to downward facing dog. And take a moment there between sides to reset, to breathe. And let's again come forward to a plank pose. So building up that strength today, knees up or down, come forward again over the wrists. Feel what happens to the hands. Breathe out as you press the heels back. Do that 1 more time. So our wrists get very tender from texting and typing. So this time you might not drop your knees down. See what's best for you. Squeeze those elbows into the side as you come onto your tummy. And as you land, we're going to do 3 baby cobras again. So breathing in, lift the heart, press into the hands. Breathing out, come down. All we're trying to do is slow down. So just do that 2 more times. And then when you're ready, let's come back, downward facing dog. So down dog is a strong pose. Make sure your shoulders are okay. Can you go wide with the hands? And when you're ready, left leg lifts. Pause at the top. Exhale, tap the left foot down. Breathe in, left leg lifts. Exhale, left toes tap down. Final time, breathe in, left leg lifts. Pause, breathe. Notice our tendency to want to rush to the next shape. And now let's get into it. Sweep that foot forward. Right heel comes back. Actually, you might not want to rush into this shape, so see how you feel. Breathe in, heart lifts. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Nice and slowly here, 2 more. If we have tight hamstrings, we tend to want to rush through these to avoid them. Can we really feel them as we linger now? So straighten that left leg, pause there. It will be perhaps a loud sensation in the body, just notice. Soften the shoulder, soften the face. Now let's drop the knees down. Once again, hook your thumb, breathe in. Let's lift up into Anjaneyasana. And can you lengthen from the waist to the armpits as you curl the upper body up? Feel like you're trying to pull the hook of your thumbs apart. So notice what goes on in your shoulders there. 2 deep breaths to your heart. And if this doesn't completely flummox you, see if you can interlace the palms the opposite way. I can never work this out, so just change the digits. Roll the shoulders back, heart wide open now as you take those arms behind you, but soften the center of the chest. One more breath. And breathe in, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hand comes down. Let's step back to downward facing dog. And just notice now what you need. Do you need to rest? Do you need to bounce a little bit? Get everything flowing. Just bounce the knees. If you've got loads of energy, you might even bounce the feet as well. Just really enjoy the body and what you can do. And then come into stillness. Close your eyes. Can you feel that flow of energy around the body? And then look towards the hands as we slowly walk the feet towards them. So any back pain here, always bend your knees. Otherwise, the feet are hip width apart. And a little weird kind of anatomical measurement there is 2 fists. So 2 fists between your feet are your hips. So we're often really rubbish at estimating that. So see how your hip distance looks. And then just pause here now, cradling the back of the skull. So interlace the palms to the back of the head. Press the head into the hands, hands into head, and slowly sway. Notice the breath as it's still smooth and spacious. So again, you might need a brick, you might not. We're going to bend the left knee and take our left fingers to the floor or to a block. And as the left knee bends, breathe in now. Take the right arm in front of you and look at the thumb. And then so slowly circle the arm all the way behind you. And you might keep gazing at the thumb. It's just a way of steadying the mind. And do that one more time. So yoga gives us the option of what we call a dristi, somewhere to look, to save us kind of being distracted and looking elsewhere. And then just pause as you get back to the forward fold, sway a little bit, shake out the head. And now do that on side 2. Bend the right knee, press into the floor or a brick. Breathe in, gaze at your left thumbnail as you circle the arm around the body. And we're doing that twice. In a way that just feels, it's nice and slow. Feel the shoulder blades moving. There really is no rush to go. And as you come back to that forward fold, take a deep breath in through the nose. Sigh the breath out. Remember that quote, he who looks outside dreams, he who looks inside awakes. Right now, what's going on inside you, just notice. And as you softly bend the knees, let's sweep the arms up and overhead now as we come to stand. And as you come to stand, we're going to take something called Hakili Mudra. Can you take your fingers together and let the fingertips touch? But let the palms be open. So I'll just show you next to the screen. We're doing this with our hands. And a lot of motivational speakers use this. It's a really good mudra for focus. So lift the heart, lift the gaze, press those fingertips together and take a full breath. And now bring the palms together as we take Anjali Mudra, bringing the prayer position in front of our heart. And close your eyes now as you feel your feet. Just take a full breath into the whole body. And we're going to move with the breath now into our flow. Super slow, breathing in, arms reach up, take your time. Exhale, come to a fold. Take your time. Inhale, take a flat back. And now as your fingers come down, lift the left leg and just pause there. So it's like a modified warrior 3. We have 2 fingers to the floor. Lengthen your spine forward. Feel the strength of that right leg. And then drop your left foot down as you sweep your arms up into a high lunge. And as you breathe in, grow really tall, straighten the right leg. As you exhale, how low can you dip the left knee towards the ground? Breathing in, straight right leg. Exhale, dip the left knee. One more time. So this time as we dip the left knee, there's a little bend. Lean your upper body back, reach into your fingers, and now start to straighten that left leg. Feel all the sensations there as you breathe. And then we're going to take the hands, the palms together to the thigh. So this is a pose called Degassing. We're using the arms to traction the spine. First of all, lean forward, take a breath there. And this might be where you stay, or you might press the thigh back with those hands. And of course you might wobble. And then feel the hands pressing against the thigh to help you lengthen the spine, and take a deep breath. And wobbles are how we learn. So acknowledge the ankle strengthening there if it's wobbly. And now we're going to drop back into warrior two. So as the right heel comes forwards, check that it's in line with the back arch of the feet, and then sweep your arms out really wide. Make sure that right thigh is parallel to the earth as you gently, as you deeply bend into it, then reach into both sets of fingers and feel the breath. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. One more breath. Now this left arm is going to come around you to the right waist, and we're going to sweep the right arm up and over and reach into the right fingers. Keep bending into that right knee. One more breath. And come all the way back again. This time interlace the palms, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. And as we come forward, we're going to take the right the crown of the head towards the right instep. So lift those shoulders away, take a deep breath, look at your left foot, breathe into the back of the body. Now slowly press into the feet as you lift up, and take this little fist you've made to the left waist, and then squeeze the elbows back. So back into warrior two legs, we're going to take our head now and look at the back foot. So drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Feel all the right side of the neck getting a stretch. And again, maybe you close your eyes. What's going on inside right now? And if you're comfortable, there's no one looking, you might open the mouth, let the jaw hang. And this is nearly always, if I'm teaching online, that the camera freezes and I look really gormless. Let's come all the way back up again and straighten the front leg. So a pose now we know called triangle. Hop your back foot in slightly. Take the arms out wide. And we're just going to do a little hip wiggle into this. So just breathing in, move the right hip forward. Breathing out, move the left hip back. So just notice where in your hips feel tight. Where is there more mobility? We're just casting the light of awareness inside. Next time that left hip comes back, for today, take your hand to the right thigh and slide it over the knee down to the shin, and then press against the shin to really help you turn your heart upwards. Reach into the left palm and lift your kneecaps up as you take 3 deep breaths. And then gently lift up. Pause at the top, let the hands drop. So another way to focus, and we've done quite a few today, is through balance. So we're going to come into half moon balance now. If you'd prefer, just repeat the triangle pose we've just done. Otherwise, allow yourself to wobble and fall, because this is where the fun things happen. So from there, we're going to come back into warrior two legs. Hold onto your left hip, and then take the right hand in front of you, either onto a brick or the floor. And we lift the left leg up. So earlier we did a balance where our chest was facing the floor. With this one, we start to rotate outwards. Whoops, nearly fell there. So as your heart comes to the side, spread your left toes. You can't think of anything else when you're on one leg. And now maybe you lift up the left arm. Let that be the last thing you do. So you might look up to your left thumb. You might stay looking down. And just take up all that space. And we're giving ourselves time to fall over and come back, to fall over and come back. Take 2 more breaths. And then really gently With the stealth of a ninja, let's come back to Warrior Two. Take a breath. And you have choices now. We're going to come through to Downward Facing Dog. And you might pause in Downward Facing Dog. You might have a rest in Child's Pose, or you might come through a really slow vinyasa. So breathe your way forward to a plank pose. Lower the body down. Breathing in, lift up your heart in your back bend. Breathing out, come down. Press yourself back to Downward Facing Dog. Close your eyes. Once again, check in. We're halfway through now. How do you feel? What shifted? Take 3 deep breaths, whichever shape you're in. And then look towards your hands. We're going to take a little bend in the knees as we step or hop towards the front of the mat. And take a moment there, just pause, feet hip width apart, do a little sway. And once again, pull the tummy in, sweep those arms all the way up overhead. Take the mudra again, let the fingertips touch. This mudra for focus, curl the upper body up and take a full breath in. Take the hands to Anjali Mudra, coming down towards the center of the chest. Close your eyes and breathe. So it doesn't matter about the shapes, it really matters whether we're breathing slowly. That's what's going to give us that kind of grounded energy that I think why we do yoga, to be honest, why most of us do. Breathing in, arms lift up. Breathing out, come to a fold. Breathing in, right leg comes back, left leg is your standing leg. Spread the right toes and just take a moment to feel the strength in your left leg. And sometimes it's so easy to forget that we're strong. And let's drop that right leg down. Breathe in, arms sweep up as you come into a high lunge. Same thing as previously, straighten the left leg as you inhale. Dip the right knee down as you bend. Do that 3 more times. And when we are feeling anxious or ungrounded, feeling sensation in the body is a really good tool to bring us back. Generally, we feel something here. So as we drop the right knee, this is your psoas you're feeling now, that muscle of the thigh. Lean your upper body back, start to straighten the right leg. And now take 2 full breaths. And then again, we interlace the fingers in front of us, perhaps the opposite way, and lean forward. So strengthening the left hip now. You might stay here or lift your right leg and press that left thigh back. And we all have a weaker side, which will make us more wobbly. So just noticing. When we come inside, we can find this stuff out. And gently, gently land that back foot. Well done. And roll the shoulders back, sweep the arms out. How deep can you bend that left thigh? Knee even. And as you gaze forward to the left fingers, feel the right fingers, feel the right foot, and take 2 deep breaths. And now take that right hand behind you, snuggle it into the left waist and lean your upper body back. And now really extend from left waist to left fingers. Take a deep breath into the left lungs. Inhale, lift up. And once again, let's interlace the palms opposite way if you can. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. Exhale, crown of the head towards the left instep. And breathe. One more breath. And lift up. So take that little fist you've made now to the right waist and really punch it forward as you squeeze the elbows back. So just close your eyes. Where are you feeling? Is it the shoulders? Is it the neck? And are you adding tension there? Can you soften? Again, we're checking in, and now bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. Maybe you let the jaw hang, opening the mouth, breathing, breathing. Keep bending into the left knee. Often we lose that. And straighten up. So hop the back foot in a little bit, take the arms out wide as we do the little wiggle. So right hip back, left hip forward. So is this side different to the other side? Again, we're checking in, we're just noticing, we're gathering intelligence. And now let the left hand rest on the thigh as it slides its way down past the knee onto the shin. And then gaze up to the right fingers and take 3 deep breaths. And can you let the shoulders melt away from the neck as much as you can? Find length. Let the next 2 breaths be slower and smoother. And then gaze down to the left foot as you lift up. So again, in side 1, you might repeat that pose or take your right hand to the hip and let's play, and do let the word be play with half moon balance. And a beautiful quote from George Bernard Shaw is that we don't stop playing because we grow old because we stop playing. So let yourself play, let yourself fall, let yourself get things wrong and make mistakes. So coming into this shape, especially if you don't want to, spread the fingers, spread the toes, take up all that space that you richly deserve. 3 more deep breaths. And then find your inner ninja again as you gently come up and land onto the mat. Really lovely, beautiful. Spread your fingers, lift your heart. Let's come through another vinyasa maybe. Frame your front foot, come back into down dog. It might be that you rest again, or you might come forward. You might lower. You might lift up your heart, breathing in, breathing out. So we have a short round to go before we come down to the ground. So let's pause in our downward facing dog. Maybe you bounce the knees again. That's so good for your joints. Gaze forward, drop the knees, bend the knees, do a little step or hop forward. Breathing in, long spine. Breathing out, you fold. With a little bend in the knees, sweep those arms up and over. And once again, take the mudra of the fingertips touching. Exhale, hands to prayer, and take a breath. So we're going to play with our balances now and put 2 of those balances together. And of course, if you don't wish to do them, just coming to a lunge. So standing at the front of the mat, you might need a brick, you might not. So maybe have one there just in case. Breathing in, arms reach up. Exhale, come to a fold. Breathing in, left leg lifts. And this time we're going to take the hands to prayer. So keep the fingers down if you feel unsteady. Otherwise, take that Anjali Mudra again and come into Warrior 3. Really deep breath. And from here, we're going to come back into half moon. So can you take your right hand down and turn to the side? So a different way in. Spread your fingers, spread your toes. How does this feel the second time you do it? 1 more breath. And again, with stealth, let's land into Warrior 2. And as you come into Warrior 2, widen open arms now. Lean your body back as you reverse your warrior. And reach into your fingers. Keep bending the right knee. Take a full breath into the right lung. Inhale, lift yourself up. Come back into high lunge. And from the waist to the fingers, take a full breath in. And then come forwards. We're going to come into a twist. So keep the spine long. Take the left hand out wide, in front of you, right hand behind. So this is your first option for a twist. This might be enough today. Or you might take your elbow, the left elbow, to the outside of the right leg and right hand together. So we've done a lot of lengthening the side body. It's nice to twist now. Press the left hand into the lower hand as you look over your right shoulder. Another pose that makes us wobble. So find your breath. And press the thumbs towards the center of the heart. 1 more deep, deep breath. Breathe in, come back. Step the back foot in to meet the front foot. So nice to twist after the sides. Hold 1 hand to your heart, 1 hand to your tummy. And just use the breath to mellow yourself out. That's a lot of twisting and lengthening, but again, really good to take our awareness inside. So let's come to side two, breathing in, arms reach up. Exhale, come to a fold. This time, let that right leg lift up. So this might be where you are today in your balance, with your fingers to the floor. Maybe the hands come to the heart. And press those hands together as you lengthen the spine. Deep, deep breath. And again, maybe you stay here, or maybe you start to change the way you face into half moon. So the right arm lifts, the right toes spread. So same shape, but when we come into it a different way, it can completely throw us. 2 deep breaths. And then rebend that knee. Let's land into warrior two. Unravel the shoulders, reach forward as you press the fingertips back. Breathe into the whole body. Once again, lean your body back. Take a deep breath in. Lengthen the left side of the waist. And come back up again. So this right arm now is going to come all the way up and forward. We're back into that lunge. So just pause here, find your feet. Now the right hand comes forward and the left hand comes back. So pull your tummy in. This might be a twist, enough twist, especially if you've just had a full English breakfast, or maybe the right arm comes across. So press outside that thigh. Right hand presses into the left as you rotate. And again, breathe into the whole body, the whole body. And slowly come back. Press those hands together as you step the back foot in to meet the front foot. Really lovely. And let go of the hands now. We're just going to do a gentle twist just to de-rotate the spine. So just kind of slap where your kidneys are in the lower back. Let the shoulders all flop about. So we're going to come into a squat now. These are not always easy. So this is where, again, you might need a break. So you can either lift your heels or have them flat. Do watch your knees, and let's come down to the earth. So use those hands either side of the thighs just to lift the chest. And see if you can find the composure again of a deep breath. So this can be quite challenging for some of us. So just see how your body is today and take 2 deep breaths. And sadly, the poses that we don't feel comfortable in are often the ones we need to perhaps explore a little bit rather than avoid. And now, let's sit back. So before we do our back bend, we're going to do a little bit of core work. So roll the shoulders back, have the hands by your sit bones, fingers facing forward to begin with. And now lift up your chest. So feel that wide open heart, roll the shoulders back. We never want the back to shorten. So if you find yourself curving back, you're going to stay here with your fingers to the floor. Otherwise, you're going to start to lift up your feet. Maybe lift up the hands. Maybe straighten your legs. And just check your face. Would it frighten a small child? What can you do to soften? Soften the eyes, soften the mouth. Take 3 deep breaths. Know that this will come to an end. And now hold on to the back of the knees. Really slowly, let's roll onto our back. So again, this might be where you take a brick. Lots and lots of options here. So to begin with, we're going to just do a nice fluid moving bridge. Press into the feet. Make sure your toes are down. Often we curl the toes up. So as you close your eyes, feel the feet. Press the feet into the ground as if you're tractioning your back. So tuck the chin. And then release. So just do that a couple of times. Press into the feet. Feel like your back is sliding and then come back again. And this is really comforting for the nervous system. And then stop. Middle fingers can roughly touch the center of your heel. That's a good measurement. As you breathe in, lift up the lower back, mid back, and your upper back. As you breathe out, come back down again. Upper back, mid back, lower back. And maybe next time add your arms. So breathing in, upper back, lower back, mid back, arms float up too. Breathing out, you come back down again. So adding a little bit of a side stretch and waist stretch. Do that one more time. So if your back likes this rhythm, stay with this. Sometimes moving is good for our nervous system. If you wish to come into a static bridge, lift up and interlace the palms beneath you and snuggle the shoulders underneath. So if at any point you need to, you can pop a brick under your body to hold you up. Otherwise, stay here, lengthening the knees away from you. Now notice the breath as it got agitated. And you can decide when it's time to come down. Your breath will give you a clue. If you're going, that's a sign that you're just doing too much right now. So go inside, check in what it is your back needs. And then when you do come out, just take the palms next to you, super slowly roll down. And as you roll down, take one hand to your tummy, one hand to your heart. Just take a moment there to check in. And now wiggle the feet as wide as your yoga mat. Bring the knees together so you're knock-kneed, and just sort of give your outer hips a little rub. We did a lot for those today. And then take your arms either side beside you. Just gently rock from side to side so your knees are pretty far apart, like little windscreen wipers. And drop your awareness into the feet. Feel the hard edges of the feet, the sole of the foot, the opposite hard edge. And next time your knees go to the left, let them stay there. Take the arms up and overhead and just gently hold onto your right wrist as you lengthen the right side of your body. And breathe all the way down the right side. Press the right knee towards the ground. And then slowly come up as you do that on side two. Hold on to the left wrist, press the left knee down. And back we come up again. Bring those knees in towards your chest. And again, just gently massage out the lower back. And very carefully, let's come up to a seat. So we're going to come into a forward fold now. And we want this to be introspective. So the theme of the class today is to go inside. So it's always really good to put your third eye. There's an acupressure point there. It's where the pineal gland is. It's always good to rest it on something. So I have a couple of bricks here, and I can get my forehead down. That might be too low for you. You might just put your head on the sofa and just rest your forehead on your hands. So just, it's good to stimulate. And if you can't, don't worry, of course. Just bring your awareness to your third eye. We're going to be here for about a minute. So take your time now to really settle in. So soften the face, soften the shoulders. When we use these tools of yoga to quieten the busy mind, we access something deeper when we go inside. Call it intuition, if you like, inner knowing. And there's a quote from Einstein that says, "The intellect has little to do on the road to discovery. There comes a leap in consciousness. Call it intuition or what you will. The solution comes to you and you don't know how or why." But it never comes to us, of course, while we're on Instagram or doing our emails. So just give yourself this 30 seconds or so now, just to really quieten the busy mind as you press your forehead into something. And just scan the shoulders. Are they away from the ears? Scan your jaw. Is it relaxed? Scan the hips. Are you tightening there? And very softly breathe into the whole body now for 5 more deep breaths. And then very slowly come all the way up. And then we're just going to cross the legs. So take your time, feel grounded in the sit bones. So the third eye is actually where the pineal gland is. This is the gland that regulates our sleep. It produces melatonin. Another way to stimulate that is to circle. So very slowly bring your heart forward, pull the tummy in as you come back. And if you do wake up at night time, you can stimulate the third eye, just kind of massage that space. It can be really powerful to get you back into that sleepy, restful state. Change the direction of your circles now. And of course, when we do wake up, it's nearly always our thoughts that keep us awake. When we learn how to let the thoughts slip away, we can become more rested. And let's take those circles smaller. Of course, that's so much easier said than done. And take those circles smaller and smaller till you come to center. And sweep the arms up into the sky as you breathe in. As you breathe out, take the right hand down and the left arm comes up and over. A little side stretch. Bend your right knee, elbow and just turn your heart upwards. And breathe into the left lung. Let the right ear hang. Let there be no tension in the neck. Take one more really full deep breath. And now press into the right hand to lift you. Breathe in as the same time that you lift the fingertips. And now take the fingers behind you. And as the fingers come behind you, bring the right arm across. Breathe in to grow tall. Pull the tummy in as you exhale and look over your left shoulder. Roll the shoulders back and take 2 full breaths into the side ribs. So today we've looked at seeing and seeing inside. There's another quote from the late Wayne Dyer: when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. So take your head forward now as you look over the right shoulder, tuck the chin. Maybe there's something in your life that you'd like to change your perspective on. But just let that settle. Sometimes new thoughts pop up. And come back to center and roll the shoulders back a couple of times. And then as you lean back, let's change the crisscross of our legs. So we're all creatures of habit. We pick the same size. Let the left hand come down, our right arm reaches up and over. And lengthen from the right waist to the right fingers. Breathe all the way down to the right side. Let those shoulders drop, let the hips melt. So visualize your right fingers lift up as you breathe in. Just try that. Inhale. Exhale behind you. And let the left fingers come across. Breathe in to grow tall. Exhale, pull belly in, look over the right shoulder. And keep the neck lifted, the chin lifted. 2 deep breaths. And then again, let's change the way we look at things. Let's look down towards the left shoulder, tuck the chin. Slide the right shoulder away and breathe into the right side of the neck. And come back to center. And now let's come to settle into our Shavasana. So coming down onto the ground. And those bricks that you had earlier, if you still have them, you might want to put them under your thighs. When we put something under our thighs, it loosens up our lower back. So see if that feels nice. And then just place your hands somewhere with awareness. It might be that they rest on your tummy. It might be that they come palms up beside you. And then just do a really big no with the head. Just release the neck. Take the ear one side and then the other. And then find a nice place where the skull feels supported. I'm going to sit up as always. You stay where you are. And there's another quote that the journey of yoga is through the self to the self. So as we come back to ourself now, we come to rest. Let go of all efforting of the breath. Let the breath breathe you. Breathe in through both nostrils. As you breathe out, consciously relax and release the jaw. And just notice right now all the sounds around you. The sounds of your living space, the sounds outside your living space. Now notice your internal sound. And just as you'd register a dog barking outside, register your thoughts without the need to chase them. And feel the weightiness of your body being held and supported by the earth beneath you. And can you drop into that support a little bit more? Feel the shoulders drop. Soften around the waistline, the lower back. Feel the weightiness of your thighs, your calves, the backs of the knees, the feet. And trust that you're being supported now. Allow yourself to be held. And breathe into your whole body, your whole body. He who looks outside dreams. He who looks inside awakens. Stay with your awareness now in the body, on the breath. And just stay here for a minute or so more, just observing your breath. Or maybe now you've checked inside, you realise you need to be here longer. So if you have, that's the case, let the words I say now just wash over you as you stay. Maybe you only carved out this hour, in which case just start to deepen your breathing. Allow your hearing to radiate outwards once more, just noticing all the sounds. Feel the sensations of your body resting. And in a way that suits you best, take those micro movements that your body needs. Spread and wiggle the fingers, spread and wiggle the toes. Maybe slowly do a big no with the head again. And then we're going to make our way up to a comfortable seat. And as we make our way up to a comfortable seat, let's take our hands once again to the heart. Hold on to that mudra, Anjali mudra. Lift the heart, lift the chest. What is your eyes? Just what is your internal state like right now? When we can check in with that, we can tend to it. We can be really kind to ourselves. And that's why I do yoga. Take one more deep breath in now. Sweep the arms up to the sky. And draw all that good stuff to the heart. Take a moment to thank yourself, thank your body, and I sincerely thank you for showing up today. Namaste. And I hope I see you soon.